A very good afternoon and welcome to News First Lunchtime News on TV1. I'm Manil J. Wartner. Let's take a look at our headlines.
72nd budget of independent Sri Lanka to be presented in Parliament. Nevaska Lady petrol consignment to be distributed this afternoon. Long queues continue. Former President's Chief of Staff Gamini Senarath appears in court on charges of financial irregularities.
The Ceylon Petroleum Storage Terminals Limited announced they're still awaiting the report on the stock of petrol aboard the Nevaska Lady vessel.
Managing Director of the CPSTL Sanjeeva Vijayratna said the petrol samples were submitted for tests early this morning and the results are expected to be released this afternoon. He added that fuel will be unloaded after the samples have been approved and the distribution of petrol will commence at about 4 this evening. The Ceylon Petroleum Storage Terminals Limited went on to note an additional 1,500 metric tons of petrol was distributed to filling stations today to avoid a scarcity. Managing Director Sanjeeva Vijayratna said sufficient stocks of petrol have been distributed to filling stations. The petrol distributed thus far was from the existing stocks at the storage terminal.
News First inquired into the situation at filling stations across the island.
It is better to pump some good fuel instead of pumping the low quality one and damaging the engines. We have to be in queues when we can earn for our survival without wasting time here. We have a lot to say, but there is no point in saying anything. We were stupid because we voted for them. Both the regimes do in this country. This country does not have even petrol to pump. We will always suffer like this as long as they govern the country. All of them are thieves. We have been here from 7 in the morning. They give fuel worth 500 rupees. We need a solution for this from the government. I have been here since 10 last night. We need a good national policy. We cannot move forward like this. Do not do this. I couldn't attend a religious ceremony because of this problem. This is an essential item in the country. They should know to store fuel effectively. We are inconvenienced by this problem. The rulers should be held responsible.
The budget for the financial year 2018 will be presented in Parliament at 3 p.m. today by Finance Minister Mangala Samaraweera. This is the first budget presented by the minister since being appointed as Minister of Finance a few months ago, and the third budget of the Government of Good Governance.
The 2018 Appropriation Bill was presented in Parliament in October by State Minister of Finance Iran Vikramaratne. Thereby, the state's estimated total expenditure for 2018 amounts to 3,982 billion rupees, a 46% increase in comparison to last year's government expenditure. State revenue for the year 2018 is estimated to be at 2,175 billion rupees. A sum of 1,807 billion rupees is expected to be collected through state and foreign sources to suffice the budget deficit. The defence budget remains the largest with an estimated 290.7 billion rupees. Expenditure heads for the President and the Prime Minister remains at 9.98 billion and 1.77 billion rupees respectively.
Former President's Chief of Staff, Kamini Senarath, appeared before the Colombo Magistrates Court today on charges of financial irregularities.
A petition filed by Kamini Senarath on the 11th of last month seeking for the prevention of his arrest was considered at the Supreme Court. Senarath's lawyers had informed court that their client would appear before the 4th Magistrates Court today.
The report compiled by the three-member committee appointed by the Good Governance government to look into the Lanka prison riot has revealed that the riot was premeditated to kill a group of identified individuals.
Committee member, retired administrative officer, attorney-at-law S.K. Lianage said the report gives clear evidence revealing the involvement of state officials in this incident. Lianage adds, however, the government has taken no action as yet to implement the committee's recommendations. The committee, chaired by retired High Court Judge Vimal Nambuwansa, also consists of retired Inspector General of Police Ashok Vijaytilaka. 27 prison inmates were killed in the riot which occurred at the Lanka prison on the 9th of November 2012. Several police officers, including a Deputy Inspector General of Police, were injured. The Criminal Investigations Department launched an investigation into the incident, but the results have not yet been revealed. Following the riot, Chandrasiri Gajadhira, the then Minister of Rehabilitation and Prison Reforms, appointed a three-member committee to investigate the incident. The committee comprised of retired High Court Judge Bandula Atapattu, retired DIG Gunasena Tenabadu, and legal advisor to the Ministry of Rehabilitation and Prison Reforms, Lalit Andhra Hannadi. Although the interim report of the committee was handed over to Minister Gajadhira in February 2013 and the final report in November 2013, it is not clear what happened to that report. With the establishment of the Good Governance government, a new committee was appointed on the 22nd of January 2015 by the then Minister of Justice Vijayadasa Rajapaksa. The final committee report, consisting of over 600 pages, was submitted to Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe on the 9th of June 2015. Attorney-at-law S.K. Lianage said it was proven before the committee with evidence that the police, military and prison officials have strayed away from their duties. The final report had proposed to the government a number of recommendations, including those involved, to be produced before courts irrespective of positions. It has been 5 years since the Lanka prison riot that brought a black mark to the history of Sri Lanka. Why have no steps been taken by the government of good governance?
Hello and welcome back to Lunchtime News. In weather, the Department of Meteorology has forecast heavy rains of up to 75 to 100 millimetres in certain parts of the island, particularly in the western, Sabragamua, southern and Uva provinces.
The department said most parts of the island is expected to experience thunder showers in the afternoon after 2 p.m. Meanwhile, the Disaster Management Centre said the landslide warnings issued to the Kego, Ratnapura district will be in place till this afternoon. Its Assistant Director Pradeep Kodipilli urged the public to be vigilant in this regard. Heavy rains experienced in the Gaul area last night left several areas on the Gaul-Badigama main road flooded. A correspondent said the water had receded by early this morning.
And that's a wrap for Lunchtime News. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Nanel Jawatna for News First. Do join us at 2 p.m. for an extensive coverage of the 2018 budget.